Have you ever just stopped and wondered what makes the great innovators tick? You know, the people who come along and completely change the world as we know it? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain and really deconstruct the mindset of these game-changing entrepreneurs. Okay, let's get right into it. So, what is it? What do people like a Steve Jobs or an Elon Musk actually have in common? I'm just fascinated by these people who can take a simple idea, pour everything they have into it, and turn it into something that just completely rewrites the rules for entire industries. First off, they're total disruptors. They look at the way things have always been done, and they think, yeah, no, there's a better way. And they're absolute visionaries, right? They see a future that the rest of us just can't see yet. It's like they're living 5, 10 steps ahead of everyone else. And yeah, we call them geniuses, but here's the thing. Their success isn't some kind of magic trick. It can actually be broken down into 4 very specific, very real signs. And once you can spot them, you can start to model them. So let's jump into the first sign, and it's a big one, an eccentric vision. This is all about the power of an idea that, at first glance, sounds a little crazy. An eccentric vision is really about seeing possibilities where everybody else just sees a wall. I mean, think about Uber. Here's a company that totally upended the global transportation industry without owning a single car. That right there is the essence of an eccentric vision, an idea that sounds absolutely impossible right up until the moment it becomes reality. And this really gets to the heart of it. Truly genius ideas are almost always going to be met with skepticism. People are going to call you crazy. But you know what? If they're not, maybe your vision just isn't big enough to really change the world. This leads us perfectly into this second sign. This is the internal engine, the thing that drives these innovators forward no matter what. Unshakable self-belief. Okay, this is so crucial. Genius entrepreneurs, they run on this dominant mindset of do whatever it takes. It's an almost extreme level of confidence because here's the truth. Nobody is going to believe in you until you believe in yourself first. Your own inner voice has to be way louder than that whole chorus of doubt out there. And this is such a key difference in how people think. For most of us, a problem is a stop sign. It's a dead end. It's a reason to just give up. But for the genius entrepreneur, a problem is just a puzzle waiting to be solved. Their brain is wired to find a way around the wall, or through it, or even under it. They see an opportunity where everyone else sees a dead end. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine an author with a new idea for a book. People literally laugh at him. He holds his first event and 23 people show up, and 21 of them are his own family. He faces rejection after rejection, rude radio hosts. He even gets kicked out of events by security. But he just keeps going. He is absolutely relentless. And eventually, that belief transforms him into a leader in his field. That entire journey was fueled by just one thing, an unshakable internal belief that he was right, even when the entire world was telling him he was wrong. Okay, on to our third sign. This is one you can actually feel when you're in the room with these people. It's this palpable, totally infectious quality, radiant optimism. Think about it for a second. So many people are just kind of coasting, just trying to get through the day. But a genius entrepreneur, they are energized by their own positivity. Their passion for what they're building is so real, so powerful, that it actually starts to bend the reality of everyone around them. And this brings us to a legendary concept, one that's famously associated with Steve Jobs, the reality distortion field. The story goes that when Jobs was in a meeting, his belief in a new, impossible idea, like the iPhone, was so intense, so passionate, that his team would get almost hypnotized. They were pulled into this field where their own sense of what was possible got distorted, and they started to believe his crazy vision was actually achievable. That's radiant optimism in action. And that brings us to the fourth and final sign. Because look, you can have a great idea, you can have infectious enthusiasm, but without this one thing, none of it matters. We're talking about otherworldly skill. This is the foundation that everything else is built on, acumen. It's a level of expertise that is so deep that when you see it, you just have to step back and say, wow, it looks like magic, it feels almost supernatural, but it's not. It's built. So we've all heard of the 10,000-hour rule, right? Well, for the true geniuses, that number, that's just the price of admission. That's just the warm-up. It's the absolute minimum to even get in the game of exceptional performance. So how do they build this skill? Well, there's a recipe. It's deep, deliberate practice every single day. It's constantly learning everything you can about your craft. And it's making that one thing your dominant obsession. Just think of David Beckham as a kid spending every single night on the soccer field, or how young Brazilian footballers have touched the ball millions of times by the time they're 13. Of course, their skill seems otherworldly. It's born from that deep, obsessive, daily practice.
All right, so we've deconstructed the mindset of a genius. We've looked at the patterns. Now it's time to turn the focus back on you.
Let's do a super quick recap. The 4 signs are an eccentric vision that everybody else calls crazy, an unshakable self-belief that your I can is way stronger than the world's you can't, a radiant optimism that literally distorts reality, and finally, that otherworldly skill that's built from thousands of hours of obsessive practice.
Look, these signs aren't some kind of magical gift for a chosen few. They are muscles, and muscles can be developed. So the real question isn't whether you have them, it's which one of these powerful signs are you going to choose to ignite inside yourself starting today.